Hi there, I'm Richard. Welcome to Burning Spears. Today we are going to be making Sosaties. These little beauties have been handmade by myself, and this video will show you the Sosatie marinade. It's a pretty authentic recipe and I think it achieves amazing results. So let's get into it. So Sosatie is an Afrikaans word that's derived from Cape Malay terminology of sati, which is skewered meat. You've heard of chicken satay, right? And then sauce, which is a spicy sauce. So Sosatie or Sosatie, and that's what it is in South Africa today. Now the Cape Malays, amazing, colourful part of the Rainbow Nation, have brought great flavors and stuff into South African cuisine, and they have their own section, an amazing section in South African cuisine. The Cape Malay food is stunning. You could work out how they came, and then they had to reverse engineer spice routes to start getting the tumeric and stuff like that they use. Because they're Southeast Asian origin, they stay away from, or they don't have the sort of red curry types, chilies and things like that, synonymous in more Indian culture and cuisine. They would have used ingredients that were coming out of the areas around Cape Town in the early days. That would have been the vinegars, made with the grapes, the fruit, hence the apricots featuring quite prominently in their cuisine, etc., etc. So great little development in South African culture, and a real important one, and one that needs to be celebrated. So you can have any meat for a Sosatie, but a proper true Sosatie is cooked with lamb or mutton. Pretty much this way is a real great treat to have. So let's get them on the fire. Then I can't wait to taste them. Okay, I'm going to work quick here because of the flies that are starting to irritate me. I'm just doing another video today on minted lamb steaks, hence what you see has happened already here. So I'm going to be wanting to make 2 kilograms of lamb cubes for these Sosaties. You want to try and aim for around about 3 centimeter cubes if you can. So using lamb rump like this, you've got insane fat. Beautiful, delicious meat from Australia, and it's really tasty and cost effective. So you could go more cubey, which would be the best way, but something like that. A lot of fat on this particular piece, but I'll cut them a bit smaller so that can be worked on better. Too much fat, never thought I'd say that. There we have 2 kilograms of Sosatie lamb chunks. Okay, to make the Sosatie sauce, I'm just going to fry 2 large onions. Then I have 6 cloves of garlic. I've used my garlic crusher, always fresh with garlic and ginger, any ingredients where possible. And I've got a thumb-sized piece of garlic that I grated in there. 400 ml of brown malt vinegar. I've got 4 tablespoons of hot curry powder. Use your favorite. I've got half a tablespoon of garam masala. Then I've got a tablespoon of turmeric. And I'm going to add some salt, and then of course the main piece is the apricot jam, 500 grams of apricot jam. Now normally whenever I go to South Africa, I find out whose gran has made them some jam, and I bring a jar or 2 back with me. Beautiful produce grown in South Africa, especially in the Cape region. So the apricot jam is first grade. You can wholly substitute the apricot jam with peach chutney, partially. I'm going to see how I feel. Just keep in mind, of course, if you only use chutney, you're going to have more vinegar. So you're going to have to counteract that with some sugar to get that balance. Let's get this made. So the onions are translucent. I'm going to go in with the garlic and ginger. I'm on a medium-high heat here. I'll watch that the garlic doesn't burn. And then in with the dry spices. So no way are you trying to let this catch and burn the spices. You just want to give the spices enough time to start blooming and releasing all of that fragrance and smell and flavor before you put the vinegar in, and I think we're about there now. Might seem like a lot of vinegar. In my research, I've seen recipes with probably almost 50% more vinegar in, but that's unbalanced for me. Just gonna let that warm up, and I'll weigh up the jam and get that in. Right, that's all the ingredients, but of course we've got to balance it and be happy with the flavors that have developed. So I'm going to let it just come up to almost a simmer, knowing that the jam will have melted by then. Then I'll do a little taste and see what adjustments are needed. Right, so the flavor that you're looking for is tangy, sweet, fruity, with a little bit of curry heat and the curry flavor, almost like a sweet and sour-esque curry sauce almost. You can make it extremely spicy, but it's not normally a blaster like that. So I'm just going to taste to see what adjustments we need. Just need some more salt. I'll go another 2 teaspoons. But that is good. The vinegar is there, it's very present. The sweetness is present. The fruitiness is present. It's almost like a bottle of that stuff with curry in it. Okay, so this is now at room temperature. If you were going to be marinating in a container, you would want it to be non-metallic because, of course, the amount of vinegar in there. So I'm going to divide this into 2 bags simply because these are the biggest bags that I've got. Okay, this amount of marinade is good enough for about 4 kilograms of lamb. But I've left about 1/3 of the marinade aside because I'm going to use that to paint on the lamb once they're cooked, just to dress it up again. You could save the marinade, boil it up so that you have all of the raw stuff cooked out of it, and utilize that to brush on at the end, and you can thicken it and all of that sort of thing. I'm not going to bother, I'm just going to use the leftover marinade. If you wanted to, you could freeze this like this. It'll work really well. Nice, defrosted nice and slow over a few days. Now I'm going to put this in and marinate overnight. You want a minimum overnight marinade. I've seen people call for 48 hours, a couple more days than that, like 4 or 5 days. But overnight minimum, which is what I'll be doing here. As you can see, there's a lot of marinade with it. Should be beautiful. Okay, so these have been in the fridge overnight. You can keep them in there for a couple of days, up to 4 days easy. The longer the better. But overnight's good enough. I wouldn't suggest you do this for a couple of hours. Definitely, if you've gone to all this much effort, spend the time. Now the apricots that I've got are semi-rehydrated, so they're soft, the dried apricots. When they are fully dehydrated, they're quite hard, so you'd need to pop them in hot water for about an hour just to soften up and rehydrate a bit. But that's already been done with these. I've got 200 grams of apricots, and I will chop up an onion to give you the petals for the Sosatie, one of the layers, along with the apricots. You can use green pepper on there. I often do that, but apricot is quite traditional, so you need to use that in this case, and the onion is necessary, I think, just to provide that flavor and that little bit of crunch as well. So I'm just going to separate these onion leaves or layers so that they can be used on the skewers. So it would seem that I've missed out on my assembly video. Basically, I just alternate layers of lamb, onion and apricot and try to put all the fat on the one side. Get the skewers nice and full, not too cramped, not too tight. You can get probably 8 kebabs like this out of the 2 kilos. Nice big kebabs, one per person is more than sufficient. You shouldn't need any more for everyone. So as with most cooks, we're going to have a very high searing zone, high temperature, with some flame, and then we will have a cooler zone, and that'll get you out of trouble. You can develop the char and the color and the flavor that you want. Then you can move it over if should you need to keep it cooking longer. Okay, going to go on the super hot side. So naturally, with the sweetness in here, you got to watch it very closely. The sugar will burn in an instant, but nothing went too crazy. A couple were close, but I moved them over to the cool side now, and now I can just baste and slowly finish off. It'll be gorgeous. The smells are incredible. Right. Let's have a taste. That was a big block of lamb gone already. Tender. Beautiful. That apricot actually provides a nice bit of attitude. It actually goes quite meaty, quite almost. It's got a nice texture, quite a tough texture. More tough than the meat, but not tough, if that makes any sense. That's just delicious. The lamb is strong enough to come through. The lamb fat is astounding. I just love this. I hope you guys try this. It's really worth it. It is 20 times better than what you get at the butchery. Absolutely stunning. Kaapse mense, if there are any of you watching, thank you for your gift to us. It's right up there now with me. I normally take the easy route with the butcher as well, but I've worked on this recipe and I think it's a good one. So recipe in the description below, plus the video footage will show you exactly what to do. Please try this. You will thank me as I thank them. Nice one. Thank you. And without any further ado, I've got to get stuck into some of this with a salad and a nice white pita. So yeah, that's it.